No Bud Light. Because it's like, I have grandchildren. We don't need to put that in the young kids' heads.
Yes, welcome back. Recently, CNN did something, I don't know, as they attempted that it was intentional. CNN is coming under harsh criticism on Twitter. Trans activists saying now this should not be happening in 2023 because of the misgendered Dylan.
All right, let's go to this. More fallout from the Bud Light boycott. Sales dropped by more than 28% over the last 4 weeks. It follows a backlash after the brand partnered with a transgender influencer, and now Bud Light is getting more pushback, this time from the LGBTQ community as well. Let's get to Brian Young. He's following all this. Ryan, this seems to be the controversy that just won't quit. What now?
Yeah, we are talking a lot these days, it seems like, about culture wars. I mean, just that last conversation you and Sarah were having kind of ducktails all into this because everyone seems to be taking sides over everything. And it really got to the point where we went out to the streets to talk to people just to get their ideas about how much confusion and how much anger has been caused by this Bud Light controversy. Just listen to the people on the street who were sort of upset that this has gotten taken so far out of hand.
It's quite simple. People just don't want it shoved down their throat.
No Bud Light. Because it's like, I have grandchildren. We don't need to put that in the young kids' heads.
We had one guy who said, I refuse to drink that anymore. One guy. And everybody else in the bar kind of rolled their eyes at him.
Yeah, America's really split on a lot of topics, whether it comes to voting, but this Bud Light really seems to send a chasm right down the middle in terms of talking to folks. We went to Nashville. We even talked to a bar in Chicago. One bar was telling us basically they're not going to serve it because they don't like the way Dilvin Mulvaney was treated after this whole controversy started. He, of course, is the transgender person they were going to sponsor and go along with Bud Light. They didn't like how Bud Light didn't stand by him after all this. Of course, you have Kid Rock, who said that he would not serve Bud Light in his bar. He shot up a case of Bud Light. At this point, though, Kate, we went back to that bar a couple days ago. Bud Light's being served again. But now we're starting to see those sales have really dropped off more than 28%.
Ryan, it's really interesting and great that you got the temperature from people you're talking to. It's one of it's
the culture war.
It's something.
It's the culture wars.
It's a tough time.
Yeah, it is.
Tough time.
Ryan Young, that was a great story. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us.
I didn't want to do this segment because I had to put out a video previously partaken to Dylan flee to Peru. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please endeavor to do that. And if possible, why not share this clip? CNN faces outrage after correspondent misgender Dylan. According to this article published by the Daily Wire, a CNN correspondent was accused of misgendering during a segment on the Bud Light Dylan partnership, sparking outrage among leftists on social media, while reporting on Bud Light drop in sales following its partnership with a trans influencer. CNN correspondent Ryan referred to Dylan as using the pronouns that correspond to his biological sex when the trans-identifying TikTok star has demanded to be referred to as a woman. One bar was telling us basically they are not going to save Bud Light because they don't like the way Dylan was treated after this whole controversy started. He, of course, is the transgender person they were going to sponsor and go along with. Young said trans activists didn't like how Bud Light didn't stand by Dylan after all this. Young added, using the pronouns when Movena preferred. Ari, the LGBT news writer for far left media watchdog group Media Matters, blasted CNN for running the segment. Unbelievable bad CNN segment forced to interrogate where the Bud Light boycott came from. Louder perspective of people who think their grandchildren will be hammered by the knowledge that trans people exist misgenders Dylan. then tweeted the segment could have run on Fox News. CNN correspondent ran Miss Janet Dillon twice during the report caused her heat and wrote former NBC Universal executive Mike, CNN has had trans positive pieces before, even on Dillon. Another Twitter user said it has run positive trans advocacy segment recently. Misgendering trans people in 2023 is not a Fox pass, but intentional bad politics.
Well, this morning, the Bud Light boycott, the one tanking sales by more than 28% over the last 4 weeks. Well, the beer brand's partnership with a transgender influence that sparked that culture war, it can be felt pretty much across the country, and especially in Nashville, where the company is facing backlash from both sides. CNN's Ryan Young reports.
A culture war is brewing over Bud Light, dividing beer drinkers as much as the country is itself.
Unlike anything I'd ever seen.
I don't give a if you drink Bud Light, Miller Lite, Coors Light, it doesn't matter.
If you don't like what somebody's selling, just don't go there. Stop being butthurt about everything that goes on in the world.
I celebrated my day 365 of womanhood.
The brouhaha stems from Bud Light's short-lived partnership with transgender influencer.
Movement announced on TikTok this week that it was in Peru. I think I put out a segment on that because of what is going on in the US. Dylan think US is not safe again. So moving to Peru might be safe for...
Hi, is this an okay time? Okay, surprise! I'm in Peru and I'm at Machu Picchu. Isn't this just so beautiful? I'm here by myself, and I used to do a ton of solo traveling. I'm telling you, it's the best. If you could ever do a solo trip somewhere, it is such a good way to get to know yourself better. But I came here to feel something, you know what I mean? And I definitely have. I've done shaman ceremonies that were like 10 years worth of therapy. It was wild. I've seen a lot of llamas. And the people here are so kind. I feel very safe here. It's a little sad that I had to leave my country to feel safe, but that will get better eventually. And I am dying for some Trader Joe's rolled chili lime chips. But other than that, I am so content. Still haven't been kissed yet, but I'm holding out hope. And most of all, you know, this trip has me feeling like I'm my own best friend again. And that is the best feeling in the world. And I hope that you feel that way about yourself too. And I love ya. Okay. Bye. Machu Picchu. Wow. Gorgeous. Love ya.
Founded on the truth.